The boxing world is buzzing with anticipation as whispers of a potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao gain momentum. 10 years after their monumental 2015 clash, which was dubbed the fight of the century and shattered pay-per-view records, the possibility of a second encounter is once again captivating fans, promoters, and the fighters themselves. The stage is set for a dramatic development, with Mayweather reportedly planning to attend Pacquiao's upcoming fight against WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on July 19, 2025, in Las Vegas. According to sources close to Mayweather, this bout could be the catalyst for a rematch that some speculate could generate billions in revenue, rekindling one of boxing's most storied rivalries. The first fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao, held on May 2, 2015, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, was a global spectacle. It drew 4.6 million pay-per-view buys and generated over $600 million in revenue, making it the most lucrative fight in boxing history. Despite the massive hype, the bout left many fans disappointed. Mayweather's masterful defensive strategy neutralized Pacquiao's aggressive, high-volume punching, resulting in a unanimous decision victory for Mayweather. Judges scored the fight 116-112, 116-112, and 118-110 in his favor, cementing his status as the pound-for-pound king. However, Pacquiao and his supporters argued that he landed cleaner punches and that Mayweather's evasive tactics made the fight less exciting than anticipated. Adding to the controversy, it was later revealed that Pacquiao fought with a shoulder injury, which he claimed hampered his performance, while Mayweather faced scrutiny over a retroactively approved 4-fluid administration, raising questions about fairness. Now, a decade later, the prospect of a rematch is stirring the boxing community. Pacquiao, at 46, is making a remarkable return to professional boxing after a 4-year hiatus, challenging the younger and formidable Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. A victory would make Pacquiao the oldest welterweight champion in history, surpassing Bernard Hopkins' record, and could set the stage for a blockbuster rematch with Mayweather. Reports suggest that Mayweather, now 48, will be ringside for the Pacquiao-Barrios fight, accompanied by 2 fighters from his camp competing on the undercard. His presence is not merely ceremonial. Insiders indicate that he is closely evaluating Pacquiao's performance, physical condition, and marketability to determine whether a rematch is worth pursuing. Pacquiao has been vocal about his desire for a second fight, alternating between nostalgia and pointed jabs at Mayweather. In recent interviews, he has accused Mayweather of avoiding him, suggesting that the American is hesitant to face him in a meaningful bout. Pacquiao has expressed frustration over Mayweather's preference for low-risk exhibition matches against opponents like YouTubers, kickboxers, and influencers, such as Logan Paul and John Gotti III. These bouts, while lucrative, have not challenged Mayweather's skills or legacy, and Pacquiao has subtly questioned whether Mayweather is willing to risk his pristine 50-0 record in a real fight. Pacquiao's comments carry a mix of resignation and defiance, reflecting his belief that Mayweather may never agree to a rematch despite the potential for massive financial and cultural impact. Mayweather, true to form, has responded with his characteristic confidence and detachment. He has downplayed Pacquiao's claims, asserting that their 2015 fight was an easy victory for him and that he has nothing left to prove. He has also highlighted the financial benefits of their rivalry, noting that Pacquiao's mere mention of his name generates significant attention and revenue. Mayweather claims to have earned $4 million simply from the hype surrounding rematch talks, underscoring his ability to capitalize on his brand without stepping into the ring. However, his camp's recent statements to boxing journalist Lance Pugmire suggest that a rematch is not entirely off the table. They have indicated that discussions are underway, with the condition that Pacquiao must defeat Barrios convincingly to justify the fight's financial and promotional viability. The potential rematch is not just about settling old scores, it's about the business of boxing. The 2015 fight was a commercial juggernaut, and a sequel could approach similar heights, even if both fighters are past their primes. Promoters are already envisioning venues like Las Vegas, Saudi Arabia, or Tokyo, where both fighters have strong ties. The fight could be a professional bout with titles at stake or a high-profile exhibition under modified rules, depending on Mayweather's willingness to risk his undefeated record. Pacquiao, for his part, has made it clear that he prefers a sanctioned fight over an exhibition, emphasizing his desire to give fans an exciting, competitive showdown rather than a glorified sparring session. Pacquiao's return to the ring against Barrios is a high-stakes gamble. At 46, he faces a younger, taller, and physically imposing champion in his prime. Barrios has proven his mettle with a 3-fight win streak, including a victory over Yedenis Ugas, who defeated Pacquiao in 2021, prompting his initial retirement. Pacquiao insists that his speed, passion, and work ethic remain intact, and he has been training rigorously to prove that age is just a number. A win would not only secure him a world title but also amplify the clamor for a Mayweather rematch, drawing sponsors, broadcasters, and fans eager to see the two legends clash again. The dynamics of this potential rematch are shaped by the contrasting personas of the two fighters. Mayweather, the calculated technician, has built his career on control, both in and out of the ring. His undefeated record, spanning 5 weight divisions and including victories over Canelo Alvarez, Oscar de la Hoya, and Juan Manuel Marquez, is a testament to his strategic brilliance. Since retiring in 2017 after defeating Conor McGregor, Mayweather has carefully curated his post-career activities, engaging in exhibitions that maximize profit while minimizing risk. His reluctance to commit to a professional rematch with Pacquiao may stem from a desire to protect his legacy and avoid the possibility of a loss, even at this late stage. Pacquiao, by contrast, is the embodiment of relentless ambition. The only boxer to win world titles in 8 different weight divisions, he has faced setbacks and bounced back with resilience. His career is defined by bold risks, moving up weight classes, taking on younger opponents, and fighting through injuries. His losses, including controversial decisions against Timothy Bradley and Jeff Horn, have not diminished his legacy but rather highlighted his willingness to test himself against all comers. Pacquiao's return to professional boxing after a 4-year absence, driven by his passion for the sport and a desire to reclaim his place among the elite, underscores his fearless approach. The rematch talk is also fueled by the current state of boxing. With fragmented championships and declining pay-per-view numbers, a Mayweather-Pacquiao sequel offers a rare opportunity to recapture the sport's global spotlight. Modern stars like Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have significant followings, but none command the universal recognition of Mayweather and Pacquiao. Their 2015 fight transcended boxing, drawing celebrities like Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Michael Jordan, and even halting parliamentary activity in the Philippines. A second fight, even a decade later, could replicate that cultural impact, especially with the rise of streaming platforms like Netflix, which could broadcast the event to hundreds of millions worldwide. However, obstacles remain. Mayweather's insistence on exhibitions over professional bouts could complicate negotiations, as Pacquiao has expressed a preference for a real fight. The weight class, sanctioning body, and rules would need to be carefully negotiated, given the fighter's age and physical condition. Additionally, Pacquiao's focus on the Barrios fight means that rematch discussions are, for now, speculative. He has emphasized that his immediate priority is defeating Barrios, a task that requires his full mental and physical preparation. Only after that fight will he turn his attention to Mayweather, assuming the conditions align. The history between Mayweather and Pacquiao adds another layer of intrigue. Their rivalry was marked by years of contentious negotiations, with disputes over drug testing, weight classes, and promotional terms delaying their first fight until 2015. Mayweather's accusations of doping and racially charged comments in 2010 strained their relationship, though he later apologized. Pacquiao's shoulder injury and Mayweather's controversy further muddied the waters, leaving both fighters and their fans with a sense of unfinished business. Pacquiao's recent remarks about Mayweather's character, including his claim that true wealth comes from spiritual grounding rather than material excess, reflect a philosophical divide that adds personal stakes to the potential rematch. Beyond the ring, both fighters have pursued divergent paths. Pacquiao, a senator in the Philippines and a former presidential candidate, has balanced his boxing career with public service and philanthropy. His reflections on Mayweather's flamboyant lifestyle contrast with his own emphasis on humility and giving back. Mayweather, meanwhile, has leaned into his money persona, amassing a fortune estimated at $500 million and showcasing his wealth through luxury purchases and social media displays. Yet, his recent training footage, showing sharp reflexes and crisp combinations, suggests that he remains in fighting shape, fueling speculation about a serious return. The rematch rumors have also drawn comparisons to boxing's golden eras, particularly the 1980s, when the Four Kings, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, and Marvin Hagler, defined the sport through multiple high-stakes rivalries. Oscar de la Hoya, who fought Mayweather in 2007, recently suggested that Mayweather could have competed in that era, potentially making it the Five Kings. This endorsement underscores Mayweather's enduring legacy but also highlights the absence of a true rematch with Pacquiao, a gap that separates him from the era's legacy of trilogies and sequels. For Pacquiao, the rematch represents more than a paycheck. It's a chance to rewrite the narrative of 2015, to prove that he can challenge Mayweather under different circumstances, and to cement his legacy as a fighter who never backed down. For Mayweather, it's a balancing act between preserving his perfect record and capitalizing on what could be his final nine-figure payday. The boxing world, meanwhile, waits eagerly to see if this long-simmering rivalry will finally boil over into a second chapter, one that could redefine both fighters' legacies and reignite the sport's global appeal. Whether the rematch materializes depends on Pacquiao's performance against Barrios and Mayweather's willingness to step into the ring for something more than an exhibition.